UC went 7-5 this year. Yes, that is better than 5-7. Pure math, 7-5 better than 5-7. This was a better team than last year. They had more talent. They weren't as deficient in some of the areas they were deficient in last year. They were better for the most part on special teams. The quarterback play was better. Brendan Sorsby had his struggles during the 4-game winning streak, although I thought he played well against TCU. But he was a more consistent, better quarterback this year. Their offensive line was terrific for much of the season. This was a better football team, and they won more games. And 7-5 compared to 5-7, and the year prior to that, 3-9, certainly does represent progress. And UC is going to play in a bowl game, and that's tangible evidence of progress. Many of us said before the season that anything shy of 7 or 8 wins in a bowl game is going to be unacceptable. And I think that's true, right? They achieved, one might argue, the bare minimum. But that doesn't mean the end of the season feels that fulfilling. And I think that can be true as well. They lost their last 4 games. And they lost to good teams. I think Utah's good. BYU's good. I think Arizona is better than anybody gave them or will give them credit for. I'm not really sure how good TCU is, but they did win 8 games. But when I think of the 4-game losing streak, I think of mistakes, the kind of mistakes that the Bearcats didn't make during the 7-game winning streak. I think of missed opportunity. How many opportunities did they have specifically in those games against Arizona and BYU that could have swung the game, that could have won the game? And so it's also the continuation of a theme. Yes, 7 wins is better than 5, but the end of the year didn't look exactly like it did in 2024, but the results were the same. And so can you really feel like there was that much progress if we're talking about, to a large degree, the same thing from one year to the next? End of the season, 5 straight losses 2024. End of the season, 4 straight losses 2025, and maybe counting. That doesn't feel like progress. Also, I think this can be true, that relative to not only the 7-1 start, but what the UC Bearcats had at the top of their roster, winning 7 doesn't feel like enough. This was a team that got, if you want to call it a hometown discount, that's fine, but they got Brendan Sorsby to come back. And they got Joe Royer to come back, and Gavin Gerhardt came back, and Dante Corleone came back, and Logan Wilson got another year of eligibility and stayed here, and Jeff Caldwell joined the program, and Cyrus Allen joined the program, and Matthew McDoom joined the program, and Jack Dingle was back for another year, and Jake Golday as well. All those guys are gone. Now, it's the portal era, and it's the NIL era, and so you're clearing some payroll, so to speak, and you don't have to dip into the freshman ranks or the high school ranks to go find players to replace the dudes I just mentioned. But that's a lot of guys to replace. And so it kind of feels like a little bit of a rebuild. Not go 2-10 next year, not struggle to make a bowl game, but it feels like there's going to be some rebuilding. And I didn't even mention the name Brendan Sorsby, which your guess is as good as mine as to where he's going to go. I really like Brendan. I'm not sure I watched an NFL quarterback, but I don't think it's a great class, so I can understand jumping to the league. I could also certainly envision a scenario where he gets paid more money to play college football somewhere else. I don't know. But that's a lot of pieces to replace. That is easier to swallow when you're better than 7-5.